Today on In the Woodyard, I got a new chainsaw in the box. Here we go. So once again, I have a new chainsaw. A company who sent me stuff before contacted me and said, hey, we've got a bigger one. Would you like to try it? And you know me, of course, it's a chainsaw. I want to try it. So this is from the Olmlmo, and that is the company that sent me the small 8-inch one, which we're going to use for marking logs. This is a bigger one. It is a saw that's got all kinds of goodies included here. So what came with it is there is a scabbard, an 18-inch bar, a 16-inch bar, instruction manual, file for sharpening. There is some gloves. I guess that's supposed to be for some oil. Safety glasses. Not just one battery, but 2 batteries, because 2 is better than 1. And it is a 21 volt, 5 amp hour lithium ion battery, 2 of them. And then on the inside here, we have a chainsaw. It's orange, which is a nice color. There it is. And not 1 chain, not 2 chains, but 3 chains. So, saw in the box. So we're gonna put it together and slap some bar oil in here and do some cutting. So we're gonna put the 18-inch bar and saw on. So here we go. Nice, cute little saw. Now, my last electric chainsaw that I got, I gave to my brother, Eric. Oh, this has got a, you just do it with your hand. You don't even need a wrench. Isn't that slick? Slicker and greased oil done. Look at that. Whole thing comes off. Let's put that right here. Looks like it's got a slot. Yes, it's got a nice slot that it slides right into, so it can't wiggle up and down. It's got a tensioner right here. So let's put this back on. Let's just see how this puppy works. Oops, I bet this has got to go right there. Yep. Actually, it's pretty dang simple. Oh, you know what I got to do? I need to put a chain on. Okay, so let's do that. We'll set this right here, and we'll grab the, and it's a 3/8, 62 drive links, I'm guessing, 18-inch. And it's even got a little pouch so you can open it up. Let's see here. Oh, and it's sort of sharp. Not really. Yeah, it's a very lightweight chain. But this is not meant for big firewood production. This is meant for a homeowner, someone who's going to trim a few trees once or twice a year, which is what I believe a lot of the electric chainsaw market is going to go towards. Guys and girls that need to trim once in a while. It's not really going to go to the loggers, the guys who are serious into, you know, any kind of production when it comes to making firewood or cutting wood for logging purposes, where they're making lumber and stuff. Let's see, what do I got to do here? What do I have to do? I just noticed there's no dogs, which is not a good thing. Why is this not falling in here? Oh, the tensioner is just spring-loaded. Huh. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys can see that. Here, I'll bring this up and show you here. This is how the tensioner works. So there's no way of really tightening it other than the spring. So it's going to be sort of tight, sort of tensioned. Okay. And it would help if I put the chain on the right way. So let's do that, just because we can. Because I have put the chain on backwards in the past and tried cutting. I imagine none of you have ever done that. You only got to do it once to check. You go to cut and you can't figure out, why is this thing smoking so much? There we go. Okay. Now let's see. Oh, I see how this is supposed to work. You put the chain on and you take this button right here, you slide this back until you get into your tensioning spot. There you go. Okay, so that's what you use. Use this button right here to get that button in place. So I'll bring this in so you guys can see again here. So you pull this button back and then that button falls in place. So there you go. It's kind of tight, sort of tight, a little bit tight. And then we're going to put the cap back on here. This is kind of slick though. I like this. This just makes it easy. And it locks, and I'm thinking this might be tightening as I go. Let me just feel. Yes, it's tightening it up. Oh, and that's as tight as it gets, it feels like. I'm gonna go a little bit more. No, it's getting tighter. There. Oh, so that's how you tighten it. Interesting. That is pretty slick. So that actually is your tensioner built right in. It tensions and locks it in place. So right there, that's as tight as it'll go. Let me see the chain. Yeah, that's about right. It's about where I would put it. And that seems to be yeah. Oh, you can get one more click out of it. So when you get it when it's pretty tight, the chain is tight, so not too shabby of a system. It's actually pretty ingenious. Pretty cool, okay? So now, let's put a battery on. Now, I did open this up yesterday. I put these on the charger. They came dead. There was no life in them whatsoever. Oh, I didn't realize that. The reason there's two batteries is that you can put both, I'm assuming both batteries on at one time. I never knew that, of course, you know, because I can't read. Didn't look at that, but look at that. It's a double battery. It's got some weight to it with the batteries on. Now let's check these. They got indicator lights on the back. They're all green. They're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. Let's just see what happens. And the chain is loose. So what did I do wrong? And yes, I'm gonna put chaps on and all the safety stuff here. I just wanna make sure I got this working first. Why did this not get tight? Okay, that's tight. It's on the sprocket. Now we got it. Okay, and I don't want to run it too much because I don't have any bar oil on there yet. And it does have a brake. So yeah, it won't run. It must disconnect. It's not an actual brake. I believe it's just connects to electricity in some way. So that's pretty impressive. No, it's got a release button and a trigger, so you got to push both at the same time. So you got to kind of have it going on. So not too shabby. So at first I saw a 21 volt. I thought that's kind of wimpy because the other saw that I had, that the Power Badger, the blue one that I gave to my brother. We did the video on that. That was a 40 volt. Well, there's two batteries on here, so that makes it, and they're 21, so that makes it 42. So this is better. And it says right on here, rated voltage, 42 volts. Chain speed, 14.5 ms. So I'm guessing that's 1,000 per second, per minute. 14, no, here it is, output speed. 7,200 revolutions per minute. Rated power, 2,800 watts. Brushless chainsaw. So, as soon as I saw this, and as soon as Bert saw it, I showed it to him, and we both said the same thing. This will be the perfect little saw for us to keep on the processor for if there's a branch sticking out, or if you get a crotch that's got a knot that you got to trim off because it's not coming through the processor, because that does happen. Because we get a lot of crappy wood that it's just not good. And we have found that if you get a branch sticking off, or a nub, or a crotch, and you run it through the processor, when the saw bar comes down, there's obviously no stopping it when it comes down. And if you get two pieces of wood in there and you cut that smaller one, it'll break free, it'll drop, and it'll start getting in the way of the bar coming down through the other one, and it can catch and it can tumble. And it basically works almost like a brake, or like a wedge. You would put a chalk behind something to stop it, because it'll get behind the chain and the actual other chunk of wood, and it raises havoc. So trimming some of that stuff off is nice. And I'll show you an example of that right here. There's one right behind the camera. I just happened to see it here. So I'll take you guys off and show you. So I'm not saying this is one that would happen on, but if you look here, you can see this has got a little crotch to it right here. So with that little saw, we could trim this one off right here, this double one here, trim that off, and that way we'd get a better cut. Because a lot of times if you were to cut part of this, and this one little chunk here would fall, and you'd have two chunks tumbling in there, that would be a bad thing. So, okay, I'm gonna put some safety gear on, we're gonna do some cutting. Okay, here we go. So for your safety people, the brake is engaged. Just push it forward just like any other chainsaw. We're gonna take off the oil cap, and we're gonna put some bar oil in here, because that's one thing that some people do not realize. They think, oh, it doesn't need any gas, and they think, oh, you don't need bar oil. Well, yeah, you need bar oil. Let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? Probably go to this side. Not a very big hole. and a little funnel would be nice because it's a tiny hole here. I'm already spilling. Whoa! Not a big reservoir. There might be, if I was to guess, there might be 5 or 6 ounces. I don't know. I'm going to look at the instruction manual and just take a peek at it because you guys are going to want to know. With that on, it'd be nice if there was a keeper on this so you could just drop it off. The model number on this is a CS03. Let's see if I can find it where it's printed on here. It's right here. There it is, a CS03 Olmlmo. So 24 volt. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the manual just because I know there's gonna be guys that wanna know how much bar oil does it hold. It's got the weight in kilograms, so I can't even tell you. It's 3.1 kilograms. I have no idea what that is for pounds, but if I was to guess, 10-ish, that's my guess. Let's just see here, bar oil. It's got all kinds of warnings on how to run the saw and everything. Because I got to believe a lot of people that would buy something like this have never run a chainsaw before, so it's good that they cover all this. There is no information that I can find as far as the oil capacity. Fill the chain oil. And it says nothing about how much it takes, it just says to fill it, which I did. So the bar oil is full and I have no idea on it. So I'm gonna put the gloves on and grab myself some safety glasses. Okay, so I have some safety glasses on. We're gonna put on my Husqvarna rubber grip gloves because these are awesome for running a chainsaw and it's warm out. So these work really good. And we're gonna go over here. I got some logs rolled out. We're gonna do some cutting with the Olmlmo CS03. So I got some logs laying right here. I'm gonna put the camera over here so you guys can get a gander at this thing. Okay, so here it is. I'll be taking the brake off and pushing this one with my thumb and then the other one with the index finger. And there's no hesitation, so. And it winds up pretty nicely. Okay, let's cut a chunk. Not too shabby. All right, let's cut some cookies off of this baby. Not very loud. All right, let's cut something bigger. All right, when I said something bigger, I'm gonna try to rip this, see what happens. The bar is long enough so it should go. This is a piece of ash and it's pretty dry, so I don't know. We'll see how it does. I wanted to give it something I can really work on. I got vibrating. It's going. She's working. Got it bound up. Yeah, I can kill it if I push hard. All right, we're gonna jam her in there again and see what she does now. My first instinct, right here, when I got my hand tight here, my knuckles are beating right against this thing, so it's real easy. I mean, if I turn my wrist, I can hit the brake. That's all I gotta do. It's actually really close here, so if you got small hands, you'll be fine. But if you have big meat paws, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time because it's pretty tight right here. My knuckles hit. So, okay, let's cut some more. I'm pushing hard. She's taking it. Just about through. There we go. It worked. Look at that. Now it does not cut like my big saws, obviously, but it does cut. All right, let's cut some more of these here because I got logs. Let's cut some. Yeah, it's real easy to just go like that and turn it off. That's nice, but my knuckles hitting here. I wish it was this much space because when I got this running, my knuckles hitting right here all the time. I mean, it's right there and it's hitting it. So, all right, let's cut a few more. Okay, so here's the saw. The one thing I did not mention is that it does come with a charger, and I did charge both the batteries up before I started today, and they're still going strong. By the looks of it, I am about 50% used up, and I don't know how many cuts I made, maybe 50. And the one thing is a little drawback is you can only charge one battery at a time. And I'm not sure, I'm gonna try right now, but I'm gonna see if you can run the saw with just one battery. So we're going to take one off, and they are a little warm. We're going to take one battery off, and let's just see. Nope, nothing. Got to have both batteries in. Nothing. Put it back in and do a test here and just see. Yep, she starts right up. So you got to have both batteries, and you can't run just one battery unless one side works. Let's try the other one. Let's pull this one off. Let's try this side. Nope, nothing. So they both have to be on in order for it to be on. So there it is, the Olmlmo, and it is a CS03. I will put on the screen the price for this kit that you get, the whole kit. If I remember right, it was like $260 or $270, somewhere in that range, maybe $280, I don't know. But nice little saw, it works. It's an electric saw, so it's not like a big, powerful steel Husqvarna 70 to 90 cc saw, you know, something that's serious, but it works. So if you're doing yard work, it would probably just be fine for the homeowner. And I did mention, when I'm holding onto it, I'll put the brake on here. When I'm holding it, my knuckle is right here. You can see where it's hitting. And see how my knuckle is all kind of white? That's because it's been rubbing in there. And actually, it's a little sore from rubbing in there, just that little bit, because it hits right here. It's rubbing there the whole time. You're like this, and yeah, you crank on it, and you got to force your knuckle through to hang on. And that's where I normally hang on, is right about in that spot. So you're either going above it or below it when you're fighting it. So, but it works. So very nice. We're going to keep this by the processor. So when we're running the processor, we're going to have this saw that we can use for the little quick cuts that we have. We're going to try to figure out a way that we can have it on some type of a hook up on the ceiling of the processor, kind of off to the side. We can keep it in there all the time. And so I'm going to go slap these batteries on and get it charged up, and then we'll keep it with the processor. And this was the 18-inch, and there's a 16 and a couple chains. And so there you go. That's it for today, folks. Tomorrow I'll be back 5:30 a.m. with another video just for you. I only make them just for you, nobody else, just you. Sometimes other people watch. And if that's not enough for you, go to my channel. There's 1,200 videos waiting for you. Actually, I think we're closing in on almost 1,300 now. There's a lot. Go watch them all. Good night, Irene.